All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome to the channel. Today we're gonna be learning where does my paycheck go. So I'll learn the difference between gross pay or gross pay. Wait, what is it?
Gross.
Gross?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure it's not
Mm-hmm.
gross pay?
No, it's gross.
Gross pay?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I've always heard gross pay.
Gross? Yeah, gross sounds. It's spelled gross, but some words be tricky.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where does my paycheck go? What am I learning? Today I'm learning the difference between gross pay, gross pay. We might find out what that actually means. Deductions, net pay, needs, wants, savings, and debt. So the main question I'll have to answer, the central question is where does a 60,000 salary actually look like after money is taken out? Part one, gross pay. Um, so gross pay is the total amount of money a person earns before taxes, insurance, retirement contributions, or other deductions are removed. Gross pay is not. Let me see. All right, gross pay is not the amount that reaches the bank account. For example, imagine someone earns 60,000 a year. To estimate monthly gross pay, divide the annual salary by 12. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. Uh, so I would do 60,000 divided by 12. That equals 5,000. So that would be 5,000 a month. This means a person earns approximately 5,000 in gross pay each month. But the person cannot spend the entire 5,000 because deductions will be taken off first. So gross pay is the amount earned before anything is removed. Okay, we got that. All right, we're moving on. Pay frequency. That's part two. So since people may be paid weekly, every 2 weeks, twice per month, or monthly, someone who is paid every 2 weeks usually receives 26 paychecks per year. When you do the math, like 26 paychecks, nah, that's not enough. That's not enough. Um, that ain't enough, bro. 26? No, 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 bro. Ain't no way within 2 years, bro. No, 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 no. 740. That's 52. Yeah, no. To estimate biweekly gross pay, right? 60,000 divided by 26. The person's gross pay would be approximately 2,300 per paycheck. The amount is still before deductions. All right, here's an important difference. Being paid twice per month is not the same as being paid every 2 weeks. Twice per month usually means 24 paychecks per year. Every 2 weeks usually means 26 paychecks per year. That's if you work a full year. Part three, we're going to be learning deductions. So deductions are amounts removed from gross pay before the employee receives the money. Common deductions. My stomach is hurting before reading this. Common deductions may include federal income tax, state or local income tax, Social Security, Medicare, health insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance, retirement contributions. Some deductions are required while others depend on employee benefits and choices. Yeah, and I think it depends on if you have like a W-2 or I-9. So for this lesson, imagine a person has the following monthly deductions. Taxes, $900. Social Security and Medicare, $380. Health insurance, $170. Retirement contribution, $300. Now add to the deductions, right? 900 plus 380 plus 170 plus 300 equals 1,750. The person has 1,750 monthly deductions. Okay, taxes is 900, Social Security and Medicare 380, health insurance 170, retirement 300. Deduction explain why a salary can look much larger than the amount that reaches the bank account. Oh my god, bro. Net pay. Net pay is the amount of money the employee receives after deductions. Net pay is also called take-home pay. Use this formula: gross pay minus deductions equal net pay. Now use this example. 5,000 minus 1,750 equals 3,250. That person estimated monthly net pay is 3,250. This is the amount the person can use for expenses, savings, investing, and debt payment. Main rule: build a budget using net pay, not gross pay. Makes sense. Makes perfect sense. A person earning 60,000 per year should not create a monthly budget using 5,000 if only 3,000 reaches their bank account. Yeah, that's impossible. Literally impossible to do. So, part 5, fixed expenses. Write on the whiteboard, fixed expenses. Fixed expenses are bills that usually stay the same or remain close to the same amount every month. Okay, so fixed expense examples are rent, mortgage, car payment, insurance, phone bill, internet, minimum debt payments, and subscription. For example, the person has rent $1,200, car payment $350, car insurance $150, phone and internet $130, and then minimum debt payment $200, and the fixed expense in total will be $2,000. Now subtract that from net pay, and you're left with $1,220. After fixed expenses, the person has $1,220 remaining. What I learned is fixed expenses are important because they are often difficult to change quickly. Valid. You can't just quickly change your rent, car payment, car insurance. That's fixed. It's not like you can eat less food or more food, or you know spend more or less on entertainment. Part 6, variable expenses, which I kind of get an idea now. Variable expenses are expenses that change depending on the variables. So order more or less food, let's see. Variable expenses change from month to month. Example, groceries. I got that right. Gas, restaurants, entertainment, clothing, personal care, shopping. For this example, the person spends $400 on groceries, $180 on gas, $180 on restaurants, $100 on entertainment, and $100 on personal spending. For that month, that's not bad. I can't even lie to you. That's not that bad. That's about $960 in variable expenses. Now subtract that money from the remaining. Are you serious right now? You're left with $260 after fixed and variable expenses. The person has two. This ain't livable, bro. $260 remaining. So you're telling me after variable expenses and fixed expenses, this is getting wicked. This is actually getting wicked, bro. They I'm not gonna lie, bro. They're not playing fair in life. They not, bro. How are you? I'm not gonna even. This is real life, bro. All right, part 7, we got savings. All right, so you saying you left with $260 remaining? Okay, well that's I guess after entertainment and everything, but still, something just don't sit right. This is keep in mind, starting with a $60,000 salary. Something ain't sitting right, bro. Something ain't sitting. 100,000. Now I know your financial comfort level can change, but 100,000 ain't enough. 200,000, 300. No. 300. Okay, you know what? Let me not go too far. Okay, let me chill out. First of all, 100,000 is enough. You just gotta know your money, man. Subscribe. Learning finances one step at a time, bro. All right. Savings. First of all, there are so many savings listed on here. I'm not gonna lie, I gotta be real. Looking at the savings, bro. Looking at life, bro. You know what? I'm gonna wait. All right, savings is money kept for future needs and goals. Savings may be used for emergencies, retirement, investing, a home, a car, travel, education, large future expenses. In this example, a person only has $260 left after expenses. So, after expenses, that's $260. The person saves the entire $260. The monthly budget will be net pay $3,000. Okay, or $3,250. Fixed expenses $2,000. Variable expenses $960, and you left with $260 for savings. Every dollar has now been assigned a purpose. Part 8, needs and wants. Needs are expenses required for basic living and working. Examples of needs: housing, basic food, utilities, transportation to work, insurance, minimum debt payments. What are things that improve enjoyment or comfort but are not necessary for survival? So examples are restaurants, entertainment, vacations, expensive clothing, extra subscriptions, upgraded electronics. Some expenses can be partially a need and partially a want. For example, transportation may be your need, however, an expensive luxury car may include a large want. Food is a need, however, frequent restaurant meals may be a want. Question to think about: which of my expenses are necessary and which ones could I reduce? Like, bro, I'm not going to even tackle that right now. I'm not going to even reflect on that right now. We're going to just take in the information. Part 9, savings rate. A saving rate shows how many parts it is. There's actually a lot of parts. So stop this at part 9. If you enjoyed, like, share, subscribe. Keep up with the series. It's getting wicked out here, bro. I'm out.